Hello everyone, welcome to the Dirt Floor Fab YouTube channel. Today's video is mainly about roll cage setup, theory, planning. Not really going to be into the fabrication of it yet. We just got the bender set up, as you can see. My dad came over and actually helped me drill holes in the concrete to anchor my bender. If you've watched the videos for a while, you've known, or you may have noticed that I've had this bender for almost a year now. I've been kind of collecting parts. I got a die for it last year for Christmas from my girlfriend. And here we are bending up a couple of the anchor tubes. Kind of explain that later in the video a bit. Show you in depth of what my plan is. I'm not really going to be doing NHRA specific, but I'm going to try to make the strongest cage I can. Hey guys, so in this video I'm planning out my cage. Just want to quickly remind you guys, anybody who's watching this video, we're doing that Summit and Jegs gift card giveaway. It's $100, free to enter. Just make sure you follow the instructions in the video. We'll link the video up and the cards up here. It will also have a link down in the description. I just wanted to mention that a lot of people have been subscribing to the channel but haven't actually been participating in the giveaway. So in this video we're just kind of going over me drilling holes in my concrete, bending bars, working on anchors, and talking about how I'm going to set up my cage. It's kind of untraditional. I'm not super concerned about NHRA stuff. I mainly race 8th mile anyways, so we're actually going to put the cage in, then the floor in. It's a unibody car, so I guess if you think there's going to be a problem with that, let me know. If not, I'm probably going to build it the way I want and then just deal with the consequences. So let's get to the video. So guys, how you normally mount a unibody cage in a car would be to use these 6x6 plates. The NHRA calls for you perimeter weld them. You put the pipe on there and then you weld that down. How I'm going to run it, because I don't really trust all the spot welds to hold the floor in to be structural, is I have these frame rail connectors from US Car Tool, and the main structure on a stock car would be the inner rocker channel. So what I'm going to do is plate the inner rocker channel with the same 1/8 inch. It's smaller dimension wise, but I should be able to plate it, and then run a tube. I still need to trim this a little bit, but you can kind of get the idea here. And then when I do my main hoop, I'm going to go ahead, if I can do this with one hand, and run my main hoop tube down here about where my thumb is, down there, and then up and across over to the other side. And the floor will be just above this tube where it droops down. I'm going to run these plates up, and then when we put the floor in, we'll lower this down onto the floor. This will weld to the tube as well, and then to the floor, so it'll have 4 points of contact, basically 4 different welds on it, make the chassis a lot more rigid. We're going to do that, for the rear main hoop bars and for the front bars, for the A-pillar bars. For the rear ones, we'll probably just go right back to the same frame rail, same with the front. We may plate them, but we'll run the same thing. Now, for this small tube here that we're using to connect it, I'm using DOM tube, which is not what I'm using for my cage. Mild steel has a lot better characteristics than a 4130 cage, but you sacrifice a lot of weight. That's really the only drawback to mild steel is weight. It's a lot less expensive, it's a lot more available, it's easier to bend, I think. It's a lot easier to weld. You can process it both with MIG and TIG as compared to 4130 is only TIG. The bad thing about 4130 is that it has a heat affected zone. So anywhere you weld near will work harden is what they call the tube. And I'll kind of insert that because I'm not actually running mild steel. I have a kind of specialized or specialty tube that I'm going to run. It's called docol. You can only get it through AED, and I don't think it's made in the US. It's very hard to find in the US. But it's a 4130 replacement. It has some of the characteristics of steel where it doesn't work harden, it doesn't crack. The problem with 4130 is if you ever have a crash, usually the joint fractures, or you have a lot of the energy from the crash will transfer up the cage and crack a lot of the joints. Unlike mild steel will just usually fold and absorb it a lot in the pipe. So docol actually has some of those characteristics. It doesn't work harden like 4130 does. So that's what we're going to be using. I'm just trying to make the best cage, the most safe cage, the most rebuildable cage I can for the money, and it is very expensive. I think 4130 is $5 a foot, and docol is $7 something. I've got 6 tubes of it, so 6 20-foot lengths was $800 with delivery. I think I only need 3 for this car, but I just wanted extra. So anyways, guys, sorry about the hodgepodge video that I had today. I kind of wanted to put something out to remind you guys to get entered on the giveaway. I don't really have much going. I'm still stripping a little bits and pieces out of the car floor in here. We're going to be starting on the cage, but we just put the bender in, and I'm kind of running on a weekend to do so, so I probably won't have another video out until after the giveaway is finished, which is the 31st of January 2020. So make sure to get your entries in by then. And I wish you guys all a happy, what would it be, Monday when this gets released? Maybe Tuesday? Whatever day it is, you guys have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one.